Maya Vance, the girl I grew up with, was pinned against the lockers by the new transfer jock. He leaned in and asked her, "What's he to you?" Maya's voice was cold. "Just the guy next door." The jock smirked, slid an arm around her waist, and kissed her hard. Later that night, after a party, a girl was helping me stumble home. We ran into Maya, who cornered me, her eyes blazing. My friend asked, "What's she to you?" I just repeated Maya's words, "Just a girl next door." The new semester at Northwood High had barely started, and the gossip was already wild. Last year's star athlete from Riverton, some top-tier guy, had transferred to our school. Rumor was he had to repeat senior year because his GPA didn't cut it for college. During break, students poured out of classrooms like a stampede. A minute later, my desk mate Ryan came back panting. "Lucas, man, you've got to see this," he said, catching his breath. "That new jock in Maya's class, total poser, walks around like God's gift, shirt clinging to his muscles like it's painted on. Dude's pecs are massive. I swear he's not here to study. He's here to pick up girls." Ryan sounded more jealous than concerned. I didn't even look up from my textbook. I had a problem set to finish before hitting the courts. He nudged me. "You're not worried about losing your girl, dude? You've got home field advantage." Then he paused. "But this guy?" He trailed off, then backtracked. "Nah, forget I said anything. With your whole brainy heartthrob vibe, plus Maya's legendary Ice Queen routine, nah, she only has eyes for you. No way some new guy's turning her head." I grinned, a little smug. "Exactly. With my charm, no sweat." Maya and I were childhood sweethearts. Everyone knew it. Our parents were best friends. We were practically promised to each other since before we were born. At parent-teacher meetings, if one set of parents couldn't come, the other would fill in for both of us. It was normal. We even had one parent attending 2 different homerooms. Growing up, we were Northwood's golden couple. I asked her out all the time, jokingly. She never said no, just blushed and looked away. That was enough of a yes for me. Maya was aloof. She kept every guy at arm's length except me. The list of guys she turned down? Legendary. Handsome, brilliant, rich, you name it. So no, I wasn't worried about some jock stealing her attention. After school, I waited outside Maya's classroom like always. Her classmates were used to it. Just as we were about to leave, a wave of cologne hit me. Buzz cut, cocky smirk. The new guy stepped in front of her. "My Vance, we're throwing a welcome party tonight. You should come." She didn't even glance at him. "No time," she said, then took a few steps and turned back to me. "Lucas, let's go." I nodded. We walked away, but I caught the look he gave me, sizing me up like a challenge. "Is that the new guy in your class?" I asked, trying to sound casual. "Yeah, what's he like?" She stopped and turned to me. "Total showboat. All brawn, no brains." I laughed. "You nailed it." Her answer eased my mind. When we got to our doors, I called out to her. "My Vance, let's book into MIT." She paused under the porch light, her pale face soft. She nodded. "Okay." Every morning, like clockwork, I brought Maya a milk carton. She was too thin and skipped breakfast. Milk had protein, nutrients. After first period, I check if she drank it. She always did, with a sigh like it was a chore. One day, Ryan and I were walking back from the restroom. I tossed a peach-flavored candy into her open window, our usual thing. She unscrewed the cap, but before she could drink, someone else snatched the candy. "Chris," she said, frowning. "Give that back." "Hey, gorgeous, save me. I'm dying of low blood sugar. That candy's my only hope." He met my eyes, smiled briefly, then looked away deliberately. Maya glared. "Keep it," he said, tossing it onto her desk. Then he picked up her milk. "You drink this brand every day? Is it good? Bring me one tomorrow." "Yeah, get it yourself," Chris pouted. "Come on, classmates got to help each other out. You're cold, Miss Popular." After that, I saw him everywhere, borrowing notes, needing erasers, always hovering near Maya like a shadow. But I wasn't worried. Maya hated guys who pestered her. Sure enough, he seemed to back off eventually. One day, I was explaining a physics problem to her when her gaze suddenly shifted behind me. Her calm expression broke into something darker. I didn't turn. I heard Chris laughing with a girl behind me. Maya said sharply, "Chris." He looked up. "What's up? You're the only one who hasn't turned in the English homework." Before he could answer, the girl beside him said, "Oh, hey Maya. I was just checking it for him. I'll give it to you in a sec." Chris tugged her ponytail. "Well, Hurry up before the class rep comes after me. They ran off, laughing. Maya stood still, eyes stormy. Her worksheet was crumpled in her hand. In that moment, I felt something precious slipping through my fingers. A few days passed. After lunch, I glanced at Maya's desk. No milk, just a bright can of soda. My heart jolted. I looked at Chris. He was sipping from a milk carton, my milk carton. He stared straight at me. The string inside me snapped. I didn't throw the candy. She didn't look up. That evening, I didn't wait for her, went home alone. She didn't come looking either. The next morning, we ran into each other in the elevator. I handed her the milk like usual. She hesitated, then took it. We didn't talk about what happened. After that, I stopped reminding her to drink it. I ate the peach candies myself. Ryan noticed the shift. No way did that jock actually swoop in and steal your girl? Northwood's golden couple over. I tapped his forehead. Focus on your studies. Midterms are coming. Ryan grinned. But the winter showcase is soon. Maya's solo is always the finale. Get her a bouquet. Show her what she's missing. That afternoon, Ryan and I were heading to the courts when we ran into Maya and Chris walking up the stairs, really close. Maya flinched when she saw me. I was just going to rehearse. We ran into each other. I bounced the basketball, shrugged as I walked past. She called out, "Lucas." We were eye level. "Don't wait for me tonight. I'll be rehearsing." I nodded. "Okay." Chris tugged her arm. "Let's go." Ryan asked, "Still want to play?" I forced a smile. "Definitely." Loser buys drinks. The night of the winter showcase, the school was buzzing. Just before Maya's performance, students chanted, "Get together! Get together!" Teachers shut it down fast. My hand clenched around a glow stick. Ryan glanced at me, concerned. I smiled like nothing was wrong. Maya appeared on stage in a white gown, like a swan, so beautiful, so calm. A new softness in her smile. I didn't recognize her anymore. She played a light melodic tune. I watched her hollowed out. It had only been weeks since we stopped walking together, but I felt like a stranger. As the crowd applauded, I muttered something about needing the restroom and bolted backstage. I pulled aside the curtain. Chris's voice drifted out. "You into that guy, Lucas?" Maya's answer was too fast. "No." "Then what's the deal with you two? People say you're neighbors." "He's just my neighbor, that's all." Chris smirked, wrapped an arm around her waist, and kissed her. She pulled away, but there was no anger, just a blush. I froze. I thought I'd be wrecked, but all I thought was, the showcase is almost over. I need to get back. I tossed the bouquet into the trash and walked away. After that, Maya and Chris were official, public. No one mentioned me and Maya anymore. We stopped talking. I stopped bringing her milk. Whenever I passed her class, I saw them sitting together. Ryan would scoff. "If they get any closer, I'll report them for PDA." He'd glance at me. "You're not mad. My mom always says, focus on your books. Success is the best revenge." I added, "Once I ace my SATs, get into a top-tier school, I'll have my pick." Ryan looked at me like I was a hero. "Don't forget me when you're famous." Midterms came. Results dropped. Maya had plummeted, not even in the top 30. She'd never ranked outside the top 10. Her homeroom teacher, Ms. Davidson, found me. "Lucas, about Maya and Chris. I've spoken to them. They promised to focus. I was hoping you could help Maya again. Like you. I'm sure you don't want to see her throw everything away. I used to tutor Maya in all her tough subjects." I paused for a few seconds, then said seriously, "Ms. Davidson, it's senior year. I'm swamped with my own studies. I really don't have the bandwidth to help Maya anymore." It was time to let go of the savior complex. Her future was her responsibility, not mine. I wasn't a saint, and I had no obligation to carry Maya's academics on my back. Ms. Davidson sighed. "All right, I understand. You can head back to class." That evening, when I got home, Maya's parents were already sitting in our living room. Mrs. Vance looked up as I entered and asked delicately, "Lucas, dear, we haven't seen you at our place with Maya in a while. Did you two have a fight?" They had always jokingly referred to me as their future son-in-law. Maya had never been close to any guy besides me, so finding out she was suddenly dating someone else must have rattled them. But strangely, they didn't seem upset with her. In fact, once I shook my head and told them we hadn't fought, Mrs. Vance's tone turned subtly reproachful. "Lucas, our Maya is a beautiful girl, but she's very naive. We've always asked you to look out for her at school. Make sure no one takes advantage of her. You're still doing so well in your classes. Couldn't you spare a little energy to help her too? That way both of you could get into good colleges. They didn't even mention her new boyfriend. Instead, it was as if I were the one at fault for her slipping grades, as if I were selfish for not stepping in to help her. Before I could respond, my mom spoke up. The main reason Maya's grades have dropped is because she's too focused on her new relationship. Lucas can help all he wants, but Maya has to want to improve herself. Then her voice turned sharp. They grew up together, practically joined at the hip. Why would Maya suddenly start dating someone else? Seems to me Maya's a bit fickle with her studies and with her feelings. Her words left the Van Cess speechless. I gave my mom a secret thumbs up. She shot me a triumphant look. They hadn't gotten what they came for and left looking embarrassed, tails between their legs. Life gradually returned to a new kind of normal. Maya and I had quietly gone our separate ways. No dramatic blow-ups, no tearful goodbyes. Just like she said, we were truly just neighbors now. Without her schoolwork tying me down, I focused all my energy on myself. Besides studying, I even had time to shoot hoops every day. Life was busy, but it felt good, fulfilling. One afternoon, I was walking back from a session with Mr. Harrison, our physics teacher, when I stepped into the classroom and immediately sensed a shift. There was a strange tension in the air, part excitement, part curiosity. Ryan, my desk mate, leaned in and whispered, "Dude, guess what? We're getting a new student, and she's gorgeous. A transfer this late in the semester?" I asked, confused. "How's she going to catch up?" He grinned. "Man, you don't get it. She's probably one of those kids who games the system for college apps, pads her transcript at some elite prep school, then transfers to a small-town school like ours to dominate the ESATs and look like a genius." He was still trying to find the word for it. "You mean she's got an unfair advantage?" "Yeah, something like that. She's on a whole other level." I shook my head and tapped Ryan on the forehead. "You need to study more." Ryan laughed. "Lucas, your reign as valedictorian might be over. I'm already mourning for you, bro." "Hey," I grinned. "It's not over till it's over. Anyone can be a dark horse. Who knows? Maybe she's the dark horse." "You?" He snorted. "You're the darkest horse in this class." "Nah, in this whole grade." Just then, our homeroom teacher, Mrs. Albright, walked in with the new student. "Oh my God, wow. I think I just died," Ryan gasped. I looked up and my eyes met hers. She wore the standard Northwood High uniform, simple polo and skirt. Her hair was tied back in a ponytail with wispy bangs framing her delicate face. Nothing flashy, but somehow she looked effortlessly radiant. Big, round eyes, porcelain skin, a soft, innocent vibe. "Class, this is our new student, Julia Lane," Mrs. Albright announced. "Please make her feel welcome. Julia's just transferred, so she might need a little help getting up to speed. I expect you all to support her." Then she turned to me. "Lucas, please look after our new classmate." I gave a small nod. Julia smiled at me with quiet gratitude and walked to the empty seat in front of me. "Yes, Mrs. Albright finally did something right," Ryan whispered, fist pumping. Then he added, "If she beats you for the top spot, I'm totally okay with that. Get lost, traitor." Julia turned to the class, her voice soft and pleasant. "Hi everyone, I'm Julia Lane. It's nice to meet you. I hope we can all get along." Her sweet smile revealed dimples. She had the kind of gentle charm that made you instinctively want to be kind to her. Whenever she didn't understand something in class, she'd turn around with this helpless little look, asking for help. I'd explain patiently, walking her through the logic. She caught on quickly, sharp as a tack. Once she adjusted to the teachers and the pace, she started needing less help. But strangely, I missed those moments when she'd turn around, her wide eyes, that cute little furrow of her brow. I found myself waiting for her to look back. Then came finals. Maya's ranking had improved a bit, hovering around 20th place, but Julia had steadily climbed from 15th to 2nd. I was still number 1. Ryan nudged me. "Lucas, you're making me proud. If you actually let this girl beat you, our school's reputation would go up in flames." "Whatever. I'm making my parents proud. What have I ever done for your reputation?" Even though Julia was brilliant, she occasionally struggled with the advanced science and math, like most girls in our class, honestly. After finals, she asked what I was doing over winter break. I was going to say, nothing much, but then I got mischievous. "I'm hitting the library every single day. No mercy. I'm going to outstudy everyone." Julia gasped. "Are you serious? You're not even going to let us breathe?" You're insane. Then she grinned. Nope, I'm in. If you can't beat him, join him. Join what? Where are we going? I want in too. Ryan popped up out of nowhere. Others overheard. By the end of the day, everyone wanted in on my fake study grind. We even formed a group, named ourselves the ASIC Crew, as in ace every test, know every question. And guess who got nominated as team leader? Me. Complete with responsibilities, taking attendance, dealing with latecomers, answering every question. All because I tried to tease Julia. Too late to back out now. No take-backs. Julia giggled, covering her mouth. During winter break, as I left for the library one day, I noticed a group of guys at the house across the street. Chris and some buddies were at Maya's door. My parents had said her folks were out of town. Maya answered the door. I glanced at her, then turned away. I heard Chris's voice. You said you and Lucas were neighbors, but I didn't realize you lived this close. Maya just grunted and let them in. After I changed into my shoes, I heard her voice behind me. Lucas, you're avoiding me. It wasn't a question, just a flat statement filled with certainty. I almost laughed. You're imagining things. What's going on between you and that transfer student? We're just classmates. Chris, already inside, leaned back out. Maya, everyone's waiting. What's taking so long? Then he looked at me, smug. I hope we can still be friends, Maya said quickly. I'll talk to you later. Yes, sir. He shut the door before I could say anything. Friends? Neighbors? She'd never used those words before. When people teased us, when they assumed we were more, she'd never denied it. I really liked Maya. I thought she liked me too. But now I realized I was just convenient, a shield, a walking, talking no thanks to other guys. I walked her to school, I brought her milk, I tutored her, and she soaked up every drop of attention. But now I wasn't her shadow anymore. I was Lucas Sterling, number 1 at Northwood High. And without her, I could finally focus on the good things around me. Julia was one of those good things. Maybe Maya felt that too. Maybe that's why she suddenly cared, why she said she hoped we could still be friends. She was scared her backup plan was walking away for good. Just then my phone buzzed. A message from Lucas Voyager. It's snowing. Voyager. That was her nickname for me. She said it fit because I always seemed to be looking ahead, toward the future, and because Lucas meant bringer of light. That was our thing. I glanced outside. The sky was fading into dusk, and snowflakes had begun to fall. Across the street, I saw her standing at her window, smiling at me, those dimples, that light. Another message popped up. It's the first snow of the season. Make a wish. I looked into her shining eyes. Then, let's wish for both of us to have amazing, bright futures. On New Year's Eve, my family and I were just getting home from dinner. As we waited for the elevator, I saw Maya. She looked like she'd been standing there a while. Her face was flushed with frustration. Lucas, I need to talk to you, she said, grabbing my arm and pulling me aside. My parents looked concerned. Lucas, honey, talk to Maya calmly. Don't get upset. She didn't stop until we reached a quiet corner of the park. Maya, what's this about? Was it you who told my parents about Chris and the others coming over? I was stunned. No, but she didn't believe me. That day I told you I'd talk to you later, but you've been avoiding me, leaving early, coming home late. You didn't even give me a chance. That doesn't mean you get to retaliate like this. Wow, she really thought the world revolved around her. I stared down at her. Once, I would have said anything to make her feel better, bent over backwards to appease her. Now I just found her ridiculous. My phone lit up again. Julia, Lucas Voyager, you're not still studying, are you? I smiled without thinking. She was the only one who called me that. She said the name was hers alone. At that moment, I felt something quiet and warm bloom in my chest. Another. We all agreed to watch fireworks together tonight. Don't you dare bail on us. I texted back, fingers flying. Whoever flakes is a rotten egg. Wait for me. I'll come get you. Aye, Captain. I chuckled softly. Lucas. Maya stepped closer, her face just inches from mine. Oh, sorry, I forgot you were still here. I offered Maya an apology, expecting her to explode with anger like before. But to my surprise, she didn't. The look in her eyes shifted. The sharpness was gone, replaced by something softer, something uncertain, maybe even vulnerable. I took a step back. Believe it or not, I didn't do it. And if I say I didn't do something, then I didn't. She looked at me for a moment, then nodded slightly. I have plans. Gotta go. Lucas, This time her voice was so soft it was almost lost in the wind. "Happy New Year's Eve," she said. I waved a casual hand over my shoulder and strolled toward the community entrance where our group, a noisy, laughing swarm of winter break study buddies, waited on their bikes. Julia was riding with me. We were at the back of the pack. At first, she just held onto the seat, but when I was sure no one was looking, I gently reached for her hands and tucked them into the pockets of my puffer jacket. Warmer this way. She didn't pull away. My heart did a little flip. "Hold on tight. I'm speeding up." Through the thick jacket, I felt Julia's arms wrap around my waist. One tugged on my sleeve, the other stayed in my jeans pocket. I started humming a popular tune. Soon the others joined in, singing as we sped along. The riverbank was packed, crowds waiting for the fireworks. After some searching, we found a relatively less crowded spot. Perfect timing too. Barely had we settled in when someone in front of us started the countdown. 10, 9, 8. We all joined in, shouting at the top of our lungs. 3, 2, 1. Across the river, fireworks exploded into the night sky, painting it in vibrant colors. I stood beside Julia, one arm loosely around her back, shielding her from the jostling crowd. Suddenly, I felt a warm breath near my ear. A sweet, fresh scent filled my nose. "Lucas Voyager," Julia whispered. "Happy New Year. May all your dreams come true." She was craning her neck, standing on tiptoes. Her face was flushed from the cold, eyes sparkling with the reflection of fireworks. I looked down at her and smiled, my heart melting. "Happy New Year, Jules." Boom, boom, boom. The sky lit up again. Our friends started shouting their wishes. "Ace the SATs. Hope we all get into our dream colleges." I cupped my hands and yelled, "MIT, here I come." Boom, boom, boom. My heart was pounding. In the biting cold, our youth burned bright, blooming in all its glory. Winter break, cramming really paid off. When we got our first exams back, I took first place again, no surprise there. Our study group friends improved too. One day in the cafeteria, we passed by the honor roll bulletin board. Ryan stood on tiptoes to peek. Hey, Maya still didn't pull her grades up. Looks like she was too busy with her love life. He turned to me and grinned. "You and your girl Julia are still solid though, number 1 and 2. Mr. Number 1, when are you going to share some of that academic magic with me again? Help me move up a few spots." "Get out of here. Haven't I shared enough? You've already jumped so many places." "Hey, thanks Mr. Top Rank." Just then, Maya turned around. Ryan fell silent. She looked thinner than before. Her puffer jacket seemed to hang loosely on her small frame, as if the next gust of wind could carry her away. "Congratulations," she said quietly, flatly. "Thanks," I replied. The early spring breeze cut between us like a knife. We were like two ships sailing in opposite directions, bound for different harbors. Someone tugged on my sleeve from behind. "Lucas Voyager, what are you guys doing? They're going to run out of your favorite chicken drumsticks." Julia jogged past with a few girls, glancing back with a vibrant smile. Hearing that, I quickly grabbed Ryan and chased after them. It wasn't until we'd run quite a distance that I realized I hadn't even said goodbye to Maya. I glanced back. She was still standing there, alone, a fragile, solitary figure, more alone than ever. Spring turned into summer. Graduation arrived with the usual whirlwind of exams and stress. After the final exam, the gloomy weather finally broke into heavy rain. Students rushed outside, laughing, shouting, letting loose 3 years of pent-up pressure. I stood under the white eaves of the school building, holding my hand out to feel the rain. Someone tapped my shoulder. "So what are your plans for the summer?" Julia stood there, smiling up at me, dimples showing. I was about to answer when I noticed Maya walking toward us. "Getting my driver's license," I said. "You?" Julia scrunched her nose. "My parents are making me go overseas and play tour guide for some relatives." "You make it sound so awful. Maybe I should take that tough job off your hands." "Sure you can." Maya had come up behind Julia and stepped between us, her tone surprisingly gentle. "Lucas, when are you leaving?" I hadn't even answered when Julia tilted her head around Maya, frowning with a smile. "Lucas Voyager, I didn't bring an umbrella. Can you walk me out?" Maya spoke at the same moment. "My mom said to invite you and your parents for dinner tonight. Let's go home together." So that was it. Why was Maya suddenly being so nice? Her mom's. "I don't think I can walk home with you right now," I said gently. "But please tell your mom I'll be there tonight." I stepped around her and looked at Julia. "Let's go, Miss Julia." I'll walk you. The umbrella wasn't big. I tilted it more toward her, leaving my shoulder exposed to the rain. She subtly moved closer, our clothes brushed. The umbrella covered us both. Lucas, Julia, we spoke at the same time, then laughed. You go first, she said. My hand brushed against her sleeve. The graduation party, are you going? Yeah, after this. Who knows when we'll see some of these guys again. We've all been in the trenches together. Then I'll go too. Julia grinned and stuck out her tongue playfully. At the school gate, her parents were waiting. Come on, I'll give you a ride. You can introduce Northwood's top student to my parents on the way. Maybe next time, I said, pointing across the road. My parents are here too. See you tomorrow then. See you. The graduation party was light and happy. With college applications and exams behind us, everyone seemed freer. Ryan and I got there early. Julia texted, Lucas Voyager, save me a seat. Might be a little late. I replied with an emoji. Ryan leaned over, texting Julia again. Huh, you two are seriously adorable. Get lost. This is private. Private my butt. Even a blind man can see you two are one step away from being official. Exactly. Someone else chimed in. Power couple. Perfect match. I just smiled, texting her again. What are you doing that's more important than food? Want me to come pick you up? Already on my way, she replied. Mom dragged me to the mall. Bought a ton of stuff. Ugh, jealous. I typed with a crying emoji. When someone tried to take the seat next to me, Ryan jumped in. You think just anyone can sit here, huh? Do you know who this seat is for? Oh, got it. I'll sit over there. Their teasing made me happy, but I also felt a little helpless. I had thick skin, but I didn't want Julia to feel awkward. Then the door opened, and she walked in. Everyone gasped. She was radiant. Eyebrows arched, lashes curled, her eyes like shining stars. Her skin had a soft pink glow, her lips a delicate pink. When she smiled, her dimples deepened. Wow, Julia, you look amazing tonight. Yeah, seriously, next level. My mom took me shopping. The lady at the makeup counter helped out, she said modestly. Well, you need a good canvas to start with. Exactly. Makeup can't fake that beauty. Lucas, wipe your chin. You're drooling, Ryan joked. Get lost, I said, laughing. After the party, Julia was roped into giving me a ride home. The guys had plied me with a bit too much to drink. When she parked, she helped me out of the car, one hand around my waist, the other guiding my arm. I'm fine, I said. I sobered up already. Don't be stubborn, just listen to me. Her tone was gentle but firm. My heart melted. I wished the walk was longer. Then a figure stepped out in front of us. Maya. Lucas, didn't your parents tell you not to drink? You've gone downhill. She shot Julia a disapproving look. You're Julia, right? Thanks for bringing him home. I'll take it from here. I have his key. Julia looked crushed. I tightened my grip on her. Maya, our relationship is just neighbors. Julia brought me home. If anyone should thank her, it's me, not you. And about the key, your parents asked for it so you could study at my place. You can give it back. Maya stared in disbelief, her face twisted from shock to anger. You were never like this before. Is it because of her? What's going on between you two? I sighed. Might as well be honest. Maya, I did like you, but we both made choices. I hope I don't need to hear it. She cut me off. I just hope you don't regret what you did today. Suddenly Julia's hand slipped into mine. I looked down, her expression calm and strong. I squeezed her hand. Never. After that night, I never saw Maya again. I heard her relationship with Chris fell apart after his real girlfriend from college showed up. Heard she didn't do well on her college exams either and went to a less competitive state school. Later we moved neighborhoods. That was the last I ever heard of her. The day my acceptance letter arrived, Julia texted me a picture and acceptance letter identical to mine. She'd applied to the same school. No wonder she'd been so secretive. Another message came in. Lucas, let's be together. My heart skipped a beat and soared. I texted, hold on, a guy's supposed to ask this properly. Then I wrote, Julia Lane, will you be my girlfriend? Her reply, let's see how well you behave, ha. I promise I'll be on my best behavior. And in the vast, boundless sky of our future, a beautiful, bright tapestry began to unfurl, quietly waiting for us to explore, to paint our story. The road ahead was long, but we would walk it together, hand in hand, into everything that was still to come.